Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Gang with shit, nigga. On gang. Fit. Sit up. Same shit. New stick. Same shit. New bitch. Same shit. Same block. Same strip. New Glock. Same shit. New ops. Red tip. Same shit. Same shooters. Different sticks. On game. Same shit. Niggas posted at the store like this shit was 06. Nah, I don't fuck with y'all niggas cause y'all on the same shit. Nah, I don't fuck with new niggas, I'm still with the same clip. Posted at your bitch house and I got her rapping bricks. I was down there till I slimed and they been up ever since. Did so many fucking drills in a car ain't had no tent. If a nigga wants some problems, then them shooters getting sent. Nigga, I slimed him out his bags, nigga. That's just how it went. Many niggas be broke as fuck, they ain't using their common sense. And I'm still posted on gang where I got shooters out on Flint. Nigga, I was raised up in these streets, I could tell you new to this shit. Nigga, I pull up in the hood and the young niggas salute this shit. And I swear I be state to stay, but I'm still in that Clicko shit. Everybody got a gun around me, that's my environment. If you fucking with the odds, then that's a violation. Most of these niggas be switching cause they don't got patience. Shooting that stick till a nigga hit, yeah, I'm on that gang shit. On gang, same shit. New stick, same shit.
Airball Radio, we back. You know what it is. Alright, I'm gonna have my guests introduce themselves. You know what it is. It's Swervo on the mic.
What's up? You know, Sterling B back in the place to be.
It's amazing, bro. One day, I don't know. Say that again?
It's Manny, bro. The one that come through and take you out.
Alright. Feel me? Little introductions. So, we gonna start it off. We didn't last week we did the show literally the day Demarcus signed with the Warriors, so we didn't get to talk about it. Literally the day of. So I guess we late, but we gonna talk about it for a little bit. So actually, we gonna start on football. So what's up with Khalil Mack, Sterling, Mr. Raider fan?
So you know the Raiders have yet to re-sign Khalil Mack to a contract extension. Khalil Mack is held out on camp this whole time, but you know what? It's gonna be all right. You know why? Khalil Mack's gonna come back and have a great season, even though he's not in camp. He's going to have a great season. You know why? We changed our defense. We're running a 4-3 now. That's pure pass rush. He has to worry about no zone, no nothing. That's Khalil Mack's job. What is there to know about it? That's what you do. He's going to come back, have a better season. There's more people on the line, so he's going to have more sacks. The Raiders are going to re-sign him because they're going to see how good he's doing. But they're still doing the dumbest thing they could do by not re-signing him to a contract.
And they playing with that, bro. They just playing with his contract, bro. And honestly, bro, I feel like Khalil Mack is the best. I'm just gonna say how I feel, bro. And how I feel is that Khalil Mack is the most talented player on the Raiders roster. Yeah,
he's not the most important, but he's the most talented.
Yeah, that's how I genuinely feel.
I do agree, but he want that Derek Carr money, and if the Raiders wait too long, they gonna see people like Aaron Donald, people like Mo Wilkerson, all those type of DNs, people like Joey Bosa come through and get their contract extensions like quarterbacks.
Yeah, facts.
And then they're gonna be stuck because they're gonna have to give it to Khalil Mack then, so they better do it now.
For sure. All right, so feel me on a basketball. So like I said, DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Golden State Warriors for $5 million for 1 year. Jermaine, how do you feel about this?
I mean, me personally, it's a bad basketball move because now that we're seeing that they're not playing the game. I mean, it's a good thing because they're playing to win, but the things that we're doing to have to do that has to stop. Like, it's actually really getting on my nerves now because the talent is amazing. Nobody wants to see five. That's an all-stars team, literally.
Yeah,
literally.
2K.
That's a 2K team. Nobody wants to see that. I mean, you can say because I'm not a Warriors fan, I'm a LeBron fan, and all that. That's just not interesting. Like personally. Go ahead, Zeke.
I really don't. At this point, bro, I really don't see how anybody could get excited about the Warriors, bro. Like, even in the Bay, I don't get how you could get excited to watch this, bro, because it's just not it's not fun.
If anybody that actually knows basketball knows that this is not nowhere near close to a good basketball decision, because now we're teaching the youth and people that's growing up playing basketball like myself that in order for you to win, you have to play with all of these high caliber players. And it depends on how you see basketball, because some people feel like, well, if you're the best player on the team and you're around weak people, of course that's going to make you the best. But if you want to go on a limb and say that the only reason you know you're the best on the team is if you're surrounded around better people, you can say that. Me personally, I wouldn't say that. Me personally, as a basketball player, I'd like to be the best on the team so I can make other players better. I don't want all these extra pieces in here and there. I'd be upset because now I feel like I don't love the game as much because I can rely on you to do this after I do this. If I mess up, I feel like, oh, okay, you can do this and you can make up for it. Me personally, I want to take the game into my hands. I want to do this myself.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the thing is, though, at the same time, like, no, it's also kind of the league fault, though, because nobody offered him a contract, bro.
Well, I heard the Lakers I don't know. I heard they kind of offered him a contract, but they didn't sign him. I don't know.
Well,
go ahead.
I did a little research on this. And basically what teams was doing was they was focused on LeBron, Paul George, Chris Paul, all the top free agents.
Of course.
Yeah.
And DeMarcus Cousins coming off an injury.
He flew under the radar. Yeah.
He flew on the radar. What they were telling them when the contracts were coming through, wait for these top people to get signed first, and then we're going to get back to you. But he's feeling like, I'm DeMarcus Cousins. I'm an all-star. I don't need to be waited on. And the Warriors was like, hey, we got a contract for you. We really want you. They threw their pitch. And it was the only team who really went after him, and he took it because everybody else was just telling him to wait. So that is the league's fault because you want competition, and you sitting here, even some of these teams, like the Suns, like the Magic, some of these teams need a DeMarcus Cousins on their team, even if he's coming off of an injury. And they're going to sit there and just say, nah, just wait. You're not going to get LeBron. You're not going to get George.
Do you think this was for DeMarcus Cousins, this was a basketball decision, or do you think it was more of like a fuck you to the league?
This was a both, because obviously we see he's not going there for the money. We know why he's going. He's going there for a championship. Me personally, I feel that championships don't value as much anymore. Me personally, because
I feel the same way.
Back then you'd see people actually crying with a trophy in their hand. They've actually worked hard their whole life to get this championship. Now people are just joining other people to get these championships. It's not the same. That's why I say with the Jordan and LeBron comparison.
And
the help aspect is gone. You can't have that conversation because that's a different time. It's like even in the 2000 or before 2010, it was one good player, maybe an all-star here on that team, but the rest was role players. Think about it. When Kobe had Andrew Bynum and Paul Gasol, he was lucky to have the two all-stars that he had. LeBron didn't have that. I don't think Chris Paul had that when he was in New Orleans.
No, the closest he got was David West.
That's what I'm saying. So some people get lucky with having these players, but I miss the NBA where it'd be that great player with those role players. That's when the NBA was amazing.
And the thing is, though, people will say people have been teaming up and making super teams since like Wilt Chamberlain got on the team with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. But the thing
Look
is,
at that
though,
record.
it was exactly. It was still so much competition in the league that it evened itself out.
I hate people that say that Bill Russell and them didn't have competition. If you look at the MVP race for what year was that? I think it was somewhere in the 70s or 60s.
Yeah, probably 60s.
Wilt Chamberlain was averaging like 45 and 20 or like 50 and 20, and then Big O was averaging a triple-double. Elgin Baylor was averaging like 38, and then Bill Russell was averaging like 20 and like 24. So I don't want to hear that there's no competition if those numbers are at that category. Because you got to think about it. You can say the NBA was different back then. Of course it was. But they're still NBA players. They're good at what they do. They're amazing at what they do. One can shoot very well. One might be able to do all just because they're 7-footers. And it's not their fault that they're 7 foot in the NBA and everybody else is not. They're still players that can defy that.
Yeah. Going on. So LeBron is in LA now. And his replacement is Colin Sexton, who just last night went off. I forget who he went off against, but he dropped like 24 and 8, something like that. And he was playing like a young bull. And earlier I was talking to Jermaine in the car. You said he has a big role to fill, big gap to fill. So what's that big gap?
Colin has an amazing gap to fill. You just lost arguably the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball in Cleveland. Cleveland's whole economy is based off of LeBron James.
Yeah.
That town or city is finna go through a whole lot. Because you got to think about it. He's been there. That's their idol. That is their god, as you can say. Colin, now that they see that he's the number one pick for that team, he's going to have a huge role. It feels like when Kyrie got there. They thought, okay, we're good now. We have Kyrie Irving. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And he did for a while. He couldn't make the playoffs. but he made them feel better as a whole. Colin Sexton, I don't want to say he's going to have to fill the shoes of LeBron James, but Cleveland, they're going to expect a lot now that he's his number one pick. They're going to expect him to carry. And nowadays, if in today's NBA, it's a win or no matter how young you are, no matter whatever you are. Back then you had time, but now you have to just get in and go.
Yeah, and that's sick because you shouldn't expect a 19-year-old or 18-year-old to come into the NBA with grown men on a team that has one other all-star. And like you said today, and in today's NBA, everybody's teaming up. You got like 3 or 4 super teams already. Mm-hmm. You don't want to expect a 19-year-old to carry a team versus all these other teams like the Sixers, like the Celtics, like the Bucks with just Kevin Love. Like, what is Cleveland actually thinking? Like, do they actually think that this is going to be enough for them to win?
Should the Cavs move Kevin Love, you think?
No.
I think they should, just to get in a rebuilding state, because Kevin Love, it's going to be hard to build around him. Kevin Love's not the same Kevin Love in Minnesota. He was bigger. He was stronger. He played a different role. Mm-hmm. They expected him to go to the basket more. Kevin Love, if you watch Cavaliers games, he will not drive to the basket. He will not. If you give him the ball and make him put it on the floor, that man will shoot a jump shot or put you in the post and do a hook every single time. And that's why they know how to guard Kevin Love if he's on the perimeter, because they know he's shooting. They know it every time. He will put the ball on the floor and shoot. He will not go to the basket. He's too slow. He doesn't. Me personally, his work ethic can be a lot better. He slimmed down to get faster, but he's not putting it to use.
Yeah. I agree with your analysis of Kevin Love, but the reason I feel like they shouldn't trade him is because he's still an all-star, but like you said, the way he plays today, his value in a trade isn't as high as it should be.
Definitely.
So it makes no sense to trade him when you could use him for the next 3 or 4 years. And he's still going to be good, and you can rebuild with your other people. Like, you're not going to be the greatest team, and you're not going to get anything back. You're not going to get any good draft picks back. You're not going to get any really good players back. You're just getting some role players and some late first rounders or some second round.
Well,
picks
you got to think about, what does this organization want from that team? Because if they can't get LeBron James, a decent player, an all-star, they definitely cannot get Kevin Love, an all-star. That's all LeBron James wanted in Cleveland, was just one more. He just wanted one more, and they couldn't do it. So he was like, you know what? I'll just go over here, rebuild this team. It's Los Angeles. It's a good market. It's a good market. It's a good place. It has rich history. And now that I'm LeBron James, I feel like I can pull in anybody. But nobody came, so I'm going to go here and pull in anybody that I want. Now that we have the money, we have this, and we have that.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, don't build around Kevin Love. Just make him a piece on your team. Build around somebody else. Build around Colin Sexton. Build around another draft pick. But don't trade him, because you're not going to get the value that you really deserve. You'd rather keep him and have him as a little piece instead of trading him and not getting enough back.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that with LeBron no longer on the Cavs, Rodney Hood's production level is going to go back up?
I mean, he's going to get more playtime now. That's the biggest thing. To be honest, because it was really.
I had so much, bro. I had so much hope for Rodney Hood when he came to the Cavs, bro. I had so much I'm not gonna lie, I had high expectations for him, but he didn't quite meet those expectations, to say the least. But
to me, I feel like it was really J.R. Smith. They didn't know if Rodney Hood was better than J.R. Smith, but the finals kind of proved that. The game 3 and game 4, Rodney Hood played a lot better than J.R. Smith played in that series. So now going forward, I feel like they're gonna put Rodney Hood over J.R. So his stats are gonna go up.
Rodney had to. He didn't know how to adjust with the Cavaliers organization. He never played with a person as the heightened power that LeBron James has over the NBA. So he's like, I don't know how to express it, because I don't want to say something to LeBron, because apparently he has the ability to get me out of here.
Yeah, he does.
So now I have to figure out, how am I going to play passive, and am I going to play aggressive? Because now if you watch Rodney Hood, He has a bad shot selection when he plays with the Cavaliers. He might get the ball and just pull. He doesn't really look to pass, if you ask me. But that's just me. But if you look and keep looking, you can see the patches that he's trying to fill in. Because if he doesn't have that 3-point, he'll take the mid range every time.
Yeah.
So where do you guys see the Cavs falling in terms of like the Eastern Conference playoff picture?
I feel like they should just bust, but I feel like they'll end up falling around 8 or 9. They might make the playoffs. It's the East. It's still the East.
It's still the East. I don't.
It's still the East. The bottom of the East is always a race. It's always a who got it. And you still got Colin Sexton. You still got Rodney Hood. You still got Kevin Love. You still got a decent team. And for the East, that's a 8, 9, 10 type team. That's like a Detroit Pistons type team. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't.
I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me. The Eastern Conference is not that bad.
It's not.
But I'm going to tell you why. When you have somebody as authoritative and powerful as LeBron James, you will have some issues with every single team. Now that LeBron's gone, so many teams have the ability to do whatever they want now because they don't have to run into him. Because you got to think about it. Look at all the teams that he faced that he beat. He beat Joel Embiid. He beat a 6'10" point guard who's not supposed to be playing point guard.
He beat the Raptors every year.
He beat the Raptors every single year. That's what I'm saying. So now we have the teams. When LeBron James went to the West, they're like, oh, thank you. Now we can play how we want to. Now all those teams that you saw, those highlights on stuff like that, and game winners and teams hitting 40-foot shots, like when Chris Middleton hit that 3 from like 40 feet, and they can run that offense now. They don't have to worry about LeBron. Yeah. They don't have to do that. Now teams can be comfortable.
And going off what you said, I'm finna ask a question. I want Sterling to answer first, and then you can say what you think, and then I'm gonna say what I think. So look, with LeBron out of the Eastern Conference, the Raptors have always been a team that have been like trying to peek through, but they could never just get over that hump of beating LeBron. So I'm just wondering, like, what do you think that now that LeBron's not in the Eastern Conference, what should be the next step for the Raptors?
I was going to bring that up later. The main thing with the Raptors, their organization made a terrible move.
Oh, yeah, Dwayne Casey. Yeah.
Dwayne Casey just signed, he's the Pistons coach now.
He just won the coach of the year.
He's the Pistons coach now. But I feel like the Raptors might fall off because they don't have that coach anymore. Like, they had a LeBron block, but I feel like that was more the players and not Dwayne Casey. So now you're going to have to bring in a new coach. You're going to have to bring in a new system, and that's going to change a whole lot. So you don't know how the Raptors are going to play anymore. I'm not as confident as I was in them as I was last season if LeBron left.
The Raptors are going to have to adjust fast. They're going to have – Dwayne Casey's been there for so long. He's been there for a long time.
He's built that team
He's built that team to what they were this year. Now they have to – they're going to have to watch film over and – they're going to have to watch film every day. There's no days off for the Raptors because now they have to go through – they might even change their offensive scheme just because LeBron's going. I don't know. But them as an organization, they need one more piece. If the Raptors can get Kawhi Leonard, it's high that they won't. But if they can grab Kawhi, they're going to the finals. I would gladly say that. If they can get Kawhi Leonard, they're gladly going to the finals. Me personally, if Kyle Lowry just finds some way to just get better, he slimmed down because he was a little.
The thing is, though, he's like 32.
I know, but you got to do something, Kyle, because your production has been okay just because you're in the Eastern Conference. The point guard's expectations in the Eastern Conference are a little low. But if he was in the West, he'd be like a Mike Conley. And Mike Conley is better than him, in my opinion, because Mike Conley plays defense. He's a savvy guard, and he will definitely take the ball to you no matter how big you are. Mike Conley hasn't had the chance to shine because he's in the West. He's had so many different people that he's had to go against every single night.
Mike Conley's hella underrated, but
definitely.
So going on to back to more summer league. There's been some other standout players. Harry Giles has actually been playing pretty well for the most part, which I've been glad to see. Who else has been playing good? Kevin Knox.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing pretty good, and but Trae Young. Last night, Trae Young has been kind of up and down in the summer league.
Trae, he had to hurry up and adjust from that college basketball mindset because, as you can see, his first few games, he was just pulling. He didn't care where he was at. He didn't care about his shot selection because he thought that I don't think he thought about the transition that it takes.
And I watched some highlights from last night's game, and it seemed like he was like being a little like he was pulling, but it seemed like he was being more careful about like when he would shoot, who was guarding him. So, like, he was thinking more before he would act.
If you look at his shots from the beginning of the summer league, you can see his college. You can see everything about that's a college basketball player right there.
Yeah,
the whole game.
He damn near plays like a high school player.
Yeah, in a sense, but once he started getting more comfortable in the summer league and like, oh, okay, I can relax now. I'm here. I know I'm going to make it.
He has the talent.
So. Exactly. So he started feeling more comfortable around the basket and shooting and getting his teammates involved. So now he's more comfortable, and now once he get out of summer league, he has more adjusting to do to actually get in the league. Because now he's just playing NBA players that just got there and NBA players that are trying to improve. Now he needs to get into the league and play the NBA players that have been there.
Yeah, with that being said, I have a question. So I have some summer league rookies that I've been watching, I've been seeing that's been playing pretty well. You can bring your own into the conversation too, but I've been seeing DeAndre Ayton, Colin Sexton, Jaren Jackson, Wendell Carter on the defensive end, rebounds, blocks. But what rookie do you think when the NBA season starts will have the biggest impact for their franchise?
DeAndre Ayton.
And why?
Because now the bigs, it's Joel Embiid's fault. The bigs have so much on their shoulders now getting into the NBA, and the bigs are not playing like bigs; they're playing like guards. They have to now. They have to because of
the stretch big is the future of the NBA.
The stretch big is the future of the NBA. I necessarily don't like it. It's nice to have, but now they have to hurry up and adjust quick, fast, and then hurry because what Joel Embiid has set for the bigs, this new era of bigs, they have to. They have to learn how to dribble. They have to know how to shoot. They have to know how to get to the basket no matter who's on you because you got to think about it. If you're 7 foot, however, and you can move like a small forward and dribble just a little bit like a shooting guard, just a smidge, that's an advantage because 7 foot, the taller you are, the slower you are. Yeah. I don't care what they tell you. The taller you get, the slower you get, depending on your work ethic.
Going back to the Hawks though for a little bit, I was just wondering so obviously the Hawks will have Dennis Schroeder, they have John Collins, they have Kent Bazemore, I think Tyler Dorsey, they have a couple pieces. So I was wondering two things how do y'all see Trae Young fitting into their system, and then also can Trae Young and Dennis Schroeder play together?
I feel like
they kind of have in some ways they have similar games, except Dennis Schroeder's not a shooter.
Yeah, I feel like Dennis Schroeder's more of a combo. I feel like they'll play okay together, but the Hawks were looking for Dennis Schroeder trades. Nobody wanted to take them because of personality and attitude problems. But I feel like the Hawks are gonna inevitably trust their process and bust again, so they could get another big to go with John Collins, or maybe a wing in next year's draft, like a Zion Williamson or R.J. Barrett type player. But I feel like they have a solid team right now. But still, they're not going to compete in the East yet. Like, the East is still a pretty good conference. It's not as good as the West. Trust me, it's not. And the bottom of the East is still always a race, even with LeBron in the conference, because the regular season is a little different than the playoffs. But they're going to bust again so they could get better.
I agree. I think they're trying to get Dennis Schroeder out of it. They just can't find anyone because they play almost exactly similar, if you ask me. Dennis Schroeder just doesn't have the confidence from three that Trae Young has.
Yeah.
So I think they're looking for somebody. I think if they get somebody like Enes Kanter or someone, I think it'll help with that team because Trae Young, I think he likes playing with bigs a lot, and he likes to get the pick and roll involved.
Yeah.
He's like a generic Steph Curry, if you ask me. He's going to try to play like Steph Curry. Once he gets more muscle to him, he's going to try and play just like Steph Curry. Or if he doesn't go to the three so much, he will try to go and play like Allen Iverson and get his mid-range shot and get to the basket more. So it depends on how he wants to play personally. Yeah. But if you ask me, I think it's better off playing like Allen Iverson.
I think Trae Young is going to be more of a pass-first point guard in the NBA, and that's what I've been seeing. That's what I've been seeing in summer league so far. The jumper wasn't hitting at first, and in his highlights and in his regular play, he's doing a lot, like you said, pick and roll, throwing dimes. Not shooting as much as he was at first.
I'm going to stop you right there. We got a new guest in the booth. Please introduce yourself, Mr. Kuya.
Oh, come on, man. It's
Kuya.
In the building. I walked into a hot take. My man said he's going to be a pass-first
More of a pass-first point guard.
No, he can't. What he's doing right now is he's showing NBA teams that he's going to be able to make that pass. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have to respect it. But he's going to have to shoot. That's what he's getting paid for.
Told you.
That's what he's getting paid for.
Yeah, he is getting paid to shoot.
He's getting paid to shoot. And if he's getting paid to be Rondo, bruh, Atlanta's wasting their money.
I'm not saying he's getting paid to be Rondo, but I'm saying he's going to be more pass first than Steph Curry type of a player. Steph Curry throws a lot of dimes.
Yeah, but the big question mark when Steph was getting drafted was, can he make the NBA pass?
Yeah.
We know he can score. But
can he make the NBA pass?
And this is what he's trying to prove to the
And-
league.
And his body.
Yeah,
and is
but-
he willing to withstand the Western Conference at such a young age? And then he came into his body and worked on his game a lot.
Exactly.
And they also said he wasn't a point guard, but
Definitely. He was shooting everything.
But with Trae Young, you've seen in college that he could pass.
Yeah.
So they already know he's coming in, he can pass.
even in the summer league, he's dropping like last night. I think he has 8 assists.
8 assists.
Yeah, and he was
23 points.
he was throwing dimes. Like, he was creating plays. He was drawing the defense, throwing out like I mean, to the wings and stuff. Like, he makes the right plays, I think.
I'd agree. He's just showing them that he can pass the ball. Because right now, in the back of his mind, he's thinking about scoring. He has to, especially with that Atlanta team that he's on. He's going to have to score.
Yes.
Because if they don't pull in, just they don't even have to have a star. They just need somebody who can give them a solid 15 from the big position. And at least have a little versatility in the big. Like I said, I'd prefer they'd get Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter, he's a team sparker. If you actually look at every team he's going to.
Yeah, he want that money.
Exactly.
He need that.
Yeah.
He need that.
And it's can't need that check, but I feel like they got a good big in John Collins. He averaged like 13 points last season. He's gonna keep improving. To me, he was a good pick. But my thing with Trae Young is, you see at the beginning of summer league, his shot selection, the shots he's shooting, he wasn't making them, so he starts to pass. It's going to be the same transition at the beginning of his NBA career.
He's filling it out. It's a faster game.
Yeah.
Dudes are a little bigger, they're a little more physical, But I think he'll be okay.
For sure.
He'll be all right.
I think his ceiling is Steph Curry, and his bottom is Mike Bibby. That's why I said pass first.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a pretty high. That's a
pretty high
Hey,
bottom.
Mike Bibby
But
was
that's
good,
what I'm saying.
though.
That's a pretty high
But
level.
Mike Bibby pass first. He's open at the three. He's pulling that three, knocking it down.
Okay.
Coming off the screen,
No,
he
I
might
got
knock
you.
the three down.
I
Pass
got you.
first
No,
point
I got
guard, but
you.
he could shoot the three.
I got you.
But all right, so moving on a little bit. I have two names I'm going to say to you guys. They're both free agents. They're both still free agents to this day, to this recording. And we're going to talk about one of them first, and then we'll talk about the second one. The first name is Clint Capella, and the second name is Isaiah Thomas. And Clint Capella is a restricted free agent. Isaiah Thomas, unrestricted. So basically, just a rundown of for anybody who doesn't really know of what is happening with the Rockets and Clint Capella. Chris Paul signed for what, $150 million?
He signed a max deal for 4 years.
For 4 years, and so their ability
To re-sign key role players like Trevor Ariza and Luke Mbamute, your 3-and-D guys, your guys who are going to play defense against LeBron James and Kevin Durant. When it comes to the playoffs, you let them walk for Chris Paul.
And Ariza's gone.
Yeah.
Ariza's gone.
Yeah, Ariza's gone.
And even though he was like one of the main factors in that 27 missed threes, he's still a solid role player. Yeah.
He got them.
Overall, the reason he was missing more threes is because you have to go back on the other end and play great defense to get Kevin Durant every time.
It's the
and your
team,
legs.
It's the Jordan curse, bro.
I have to say something about that defense to offense. I don't believe in that. I think me personally, I don't think you should be in the NBA if you can't defend and shoot or score, because you got to think about it. Before like Jordan's era, if you couldn't do both, you couldn't get in the NBA. If you couldn't play defense and score, you couldn't be in the NBA. Nowadays, you have people who have components. Like back then, you had to do everything, or it just wouldn't work.
It was a lot less of like one-sided players.
That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, you can just be a passer and be amazing. Nowadays, you can just be a shooter. You don't have to do anything else. You can just go. But back then in Jordan Day, you had to play defense and score. There was no way you couldn't be a two-way player in the league back then and not make it. And I don't want to say necessarily make it, but get there.
I think you need to have a little more skill in today's league.
Yeah.
I think this league is built more around skill. Back then, you could be an enforcer.
Yeah.
You could be a Dennis Rodman. You could be grabbing rebounds and pushing people out the way.
Yeah.
But
you could be a Robert Horry.
You could be a Robert Horry that's just like a spot up three dude, but that is pretty much going to play defense when you need him to. But I think, man, I think it was kind of silly for the Rockets to do that.
Definitely.
And I think, and I'm gonna say this is not a hot take either.
Yeah.
Anybody signed to the Jordan brand is doomed. Look,
That's
facts. Russell Westbrook doomed.
Blake Griffin.
Melo doomed. Bruh.
Chris
Paul doomed.
Andre Drummond.
All these dudes that signed to the Jordan brand is poo, bruh.
Except for Victor Oladipo. Isn't
But
Victor Oladipo
He's
signed to
still
Jordan still?
doomed.
He's still doomed,
He's still
bro.
doomed.
Anybody that's signed to Team Jordan is doomed.
Is Jimmy
bro.
Butler signed with Jordan?
Yep.
Damn,
Doomed.
doomed.
Yeah.
Knees out.
Hot take, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, bro. If y'all want to win, get off that Jordan brand, bro. Sign you to get an Under Armour deal, blood.
Get a Puma deal.
Get a Puma deal.
Puma's giving out bags right now. If you want the bag, go to Puma.
Hey, but
Period.
They kind of saucy too.
Yeah.
I kind of like
The
them.
little Clyde is cool.
yeah. But so yeah, Clint Capella, they're playing with his contract. If they lose him, that's gonna hurt. I'm
feel
gonna
like-
tell you it's gonna hurt because they're gonna lose their biggest rim protector. And honestly, I feel bad for Chris Paul because he went there, he got what he needed. That is obviously like it didn't work out, and then it kind of feels like it's all coming apart right after it was working.
I don't feel bad for Chris Paul, and here's why.
I don't
He
either.
took that max contract. He wanted that max contract.
Yeah.
If he wanted the championship, he would have took less so he could get back a Luke Mbamute, he could get back a Trevor Ariza and a Clint Capella,
Yep.
and keep that team together,
Yep.
and maybe add somebody like Melo off the bench.
Yep.
But he didn't. He took the max contract. So you're saying what you want. You want the money
He's a
over the
businessman.
ring.
He's
You're
a
the businessman. So
businessman.
I don't
Yeah.
feel bad for him. I
You
can't
make-
feel bad for him.
You
when
make a
do that.
business decision.
Yeah.
At that point,
I'm not hating on you. Get your money, but if you saying you really want a ring, I can't believe that if you're taking a max deal when you know you need people back.
Me personally, if I'm Clint Capella, I'm not going nowhere where I don't have a point guard. If I don't have a point guard that likes to get the pick and roll initiated, I'm not going because that's what Clint Capella is. He's a pick and roll guy. He's a get the rebound and go up.
So-
he's a defender. If the Clint Capella, if he puts the ball on the floor,
It's not working.
it's not working.
He's a high
He
flyer.
needs to get off the pick and roll and get the offensive boards and go back up.
so if somebody offers you, if you're Clint Capella, somebody offers you a max deal somewhere else, you stay or you go.
It depends on what you playing basketball for. Are you playing for the money or are you playing for the
It's
championship?
obvious he playing for the bag because they offered him $85 million and he declined.
Oh, well,
it.
definitely. I'm going somewhere.
So he going for the bag.
If I'm playing for money, I'm signing a max. But if I'm playing for a championship, which I wouldn't be doing personally, then I'm staying. So we can get these other pieces back or get some other pieces that'll work, and we're gonna work again.
And as a player, you don't really know how many max deals do you get offered as a player in your career?
You get
Probably
one.
if you're a superstar in the league, you probably two maybe three.
I blame Shaq for all of this.
So if you're Clint Capella, you're a big dude. You finally get a chance to see, hey, like this is what I'm worth on the field. I may not be worth this again.
Yeah, this is his time. He could sign a 1 year.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, what do you do for your family, right? Like, do you say, do I want to put my trust in the Jordan brand, which is doomed,
Don't
or do
put
I go
your
get
trust
the
in the
bag and go try to go do something else? I don't know.
Even the Hornets, they got Jordan jerseys.
Doomed.
They the only team in the NBA with Jordan jerseys.
Done.
Doomed.
Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, it's definitely not
It's
a
dark.
good look.
It's dark for you.
Yeah, so going on to the second name I mentioned, IT4, Isaiah Thomas.
Love this guy, man. Love IT, man.
You love IT.
I love Isaiah Thomas, man.
Um,
Love him. LeBron hated him, but I love him.
You wanna talk some more about your love for Isaiah
I
Thomas?
mean, bruh, he's got the little dude complex, man, and he just got a chip on his shoulder at all times and caught a tough break with Boston, Danny Ainge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dipped on him and was like,
At least he talked to him about
he
it.
talked to him about it, but man, that was some code. I mean, he had a shot at Kyrie, so he had to do it. But yeah, man, I want to see this dude win, man. It's almost like it's like a Derrick Rose situation. I want to see him like just go somewhere and just go crazy.
So last year he obviously came back from his injury. He got on the Cavs. He was having a little bit both. His production, he was like, it seemed like he wasn't 100%. His production was off, and then he obviously got traded to the Lakers, and he kind of brought himself back a little bit coming off the bench. He averaged 15.6 points, 5 assists in 17 games, which is not bad. But what do you guys think is like?
I'm gonna say this: Isaiah Thomas has worked his tail off trying to get to where he got in the NBA, and once he was traded. Because he was the leader on that Boston team. Any other team he was on previous, he was not the leader. He was not the best player on that team. He just wasn't. It was there, but it wasn't completely there. He didn't know how to show it yet. So now that he's going from leader of a team to rebuilding with his other team, and then they have me coming off the bench like my previous years. I don't know how to combine those two. I don't know how to be both. Because at one time I was the leader, and at one time I wasn't a leader. So I don't know how to combine both of those and to make this player that I want to be. Because obviously he wants to be the best player, but they're not going to put him like that and on the team that he might go to or the team that he was just on.
Orlando might be a good fit.
Maybe.
Orlando is a team full of young guys.
Yeah.
He can be the man over there in that system. He can be the guy to go to while he's picking up a lot of these young cats. Veteran dude. You know, he'll be a go-to dude in that locker room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be... And I think that's where he's going to thrive, is where he's the go-to guy.
That will be his locker room. They got some interesting young bigs. They got Aaron Gordon. They got Mo Bamba in the post.
They got
it'll work
Jonathan
for him.
Isaac.
They got Jonathan Isaac, too.
He's been playing pretty well
in Summer League as well. So
they got a pretty good young...
They got some good bigs down there. They got some
decent...
Pieces. They got some decent bigs down there so far who can improve. I feel like they're not going to be playing for anything.
Yeah,
but
where else do you think he goes? Where else do you think he fits?
I think if I don't want to say that. I was going to say Milwaukee, but the way Milwaukee is set up, if you're not 6'6", you're not in the lineup. And their lineup is tall.
Except for Eric Bledsoe, but Eric Bledsoe plays big. So
Eric Bledsoe, they call him Baby LeBron. That's literally his nickname. He plays bigger than what he is. Yeah. But I was going to say Milwaukee, but then I thought about it. He's not tall enough to be in that lineup.
And he be coming off the bench too.
Definitely, and he doesn't want to do that.
I feel like
get a starting spot in Orlando, man. Bring it on home, bro.
I feel like the moves San Antonio has brung, it might be a good space for him as well. Even though Pop runs that locker room, he would be right now since Kawhi is holding out. Kawhi is not. It's not looking good for Kawhi. He would be the man in that locker room on that team. He would be the best player so far. They got rid of Tony Parker. They got rid of Kyle Anderson. They have Powell. They have Demarcus.
But do you think Pop would want... I feel like Pop is trying to develop DeJounte Murray, though.
Mm-hmm.
DeJounte Murray could be the shooting guard.
He's a defender that he's always wanted since Bruce Bowen, if you ask me, besides Kawhi Leonard.
Damn, Kawhi.
Yeah, it's a sad case, but I don't know. I think Isaiah is definitely a risk to take on, but so you guys don't think the Lakers are gonna?
They
think that's an end.
That's gone. And that the way it ended in Cleveland is not gonna work.
Yeah.
The way it ended with him and LeBron in Cleveland.
LeBron made that Cleveland LA trade. If y'all didn't know, so they could clear cap space to sign him.
That's some cold stuff.
LeBron. He's a
businessman, bro.
He had everybody thinking that was a great trade. They came out and beat Boston the first game back. Everybody was like, "No, that's a good trade," and he was really just waiting so he could get that max.
Right. You know, one team I think Isaiah could go to is I feel like he could fit well with the Nuggets, bro.
I thought about that, but I don't know.
They already have Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, but
you could say the same thing with the Mavericks. I thought about the Mavericks, but they're trying to mold
Dennis Smith, Luka
right
Doncic too. They're
trying to mold those two players right now.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas is. That's the thing. Isaiah Thomas, his ego already. He's not coming off the bench anymore.
He can go to the Pistons.
It just seems like he's kind of like at this point, like he's kind of like he's talented enough to play in the NBA, but like it just feels like he's not a good fit.
He can go to the Pistons.
It's a lot of lower teams, bottom teams that he could go to. Yeah. And he could be very productive on.
And he got a chip on his shoulder, man. And that's kind of always been his thing, even when he was in Sacramento, bro. Like, he's always had a chip on his shoulder. So when they finally gave him the rock in Boston, he was like, "I'm gonna show y'all."
Yeah, what I can really do.
And he was serving. So it was kind of good to see that. But then,
it's the injuries.
Yeah, that ended.
If his injuries wouldn't have happened, because he got injured on the Lakers too. That's why he only played 17 games.
Yeah.
If his injuries wouldn't keep piling up, his ego would be worth it. His ego would be worth his talent.
Yeah.
But the injuries are slowing down on his production, so people aren't trying to take chances on him. Kinda like a DeMarcus Cousins situation, but pretty much a DeMarcus Cousins situation, to be honest.
Yeah. So, going back to last season, the 8th seed in the Western Conference was none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Which it kind of partly had something to do with Jimmy Butler sat out a good part of the season, but also it recently came out that Jimmy Butler said he's pretty much fed up with Karl-Anthony Towns' attitude as well as the other young guys, which includes pretty much like Andrew Wiggins, Tyus Jones, people like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think I see the Timberwolves fizzling out. I feel like Thibodeau isn't safe anymore. I feel like Jimmy Butler is not going to want to re-sign with them right away. I feel like they're going to have to restart it again, maybe trade Andrew Wiggins and build around Karl-Anthony Towns again. Because Jimmy Butler...
This fool went ghost, though, bro.
In the playoffs, definitely.
Yeah.
He went ghost. Yeah. I said, brother, where was he in the locker room? It was wild to see him just not do anything. Yeah. I don't know if he was point shaving or something, but that was ridiculous. I never seen nobody do that.
Cat just had to get his jump shot off. He wasn't going to the basket. He just wanted to shoot. If I'm not shooting, I'm not going to. For some reason, I don't know. He's fast enough to do it. He's done it plenty of times. He just wanted to get his jump shot going, and it just was not falling.
But the thing is that that's worrisome because it's like you're taking a huge gamble. Like if you see sparks of like, okay, like we're almost there.
Yeah.
Like we took that L, but it was like he laid down, bro. Like they just laid down, and I'm like. That's kind of crazy.
I don't think they're tough enough.
No, they're not.
They don't have the toughness.
They don't have that mental.
That's what
toughness.
Jimmy Butler brings to the table, but it kind of gets mentally consuming when you have to always be that tough guy when you have nobody else on your team who's going to bring that
like dogs,
edge.
just dogs.
Yeah, it's no other dogs on the team except Jimmy Butler. So I feel like that's where it is. Like they're young, they're not tough.
Because even like some young teams can win. Like if you go back to 2010 when the Lakers played the Thunder were the 8th seed in the first round. The Thunder took them 6 games and they played their hearts out. And so I feel like it's all mentality. Like it's not something about youth. It's about like you have to. I don't know. You have to like know how to adjust.
Yeah, after the talent gap is closed, like you could be young and you're as talented as the other players in the NBA. It's all about your mentality because they're veterans and you're a young guy. So now you have to think like a veteran because you're playing against veterans.
Dog.
If you could close that mental gap, it's nothing
like,
with being a young guy and being a veteran.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's kind of like what?
That's why I like that Boston team. They got some dogs.
Yeah. They do. They got some dogs. Jaylen Brown,
like
Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier. They have the mentality.
Full of dogs. They're not
mentality.
tripping, and I love it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Kyrie for a minute? I've been hearing a lot of rumors about him wanting out of Boston, wanting to go to the Knicks next year, wanting to go to a different market.
Big market.
I don't. For me personally, I'm not seeing why he would want to do that because, like you said, they have the dogs. They have it set up for him to go and do that championship run again. But what do you guys think is making him want to leave Boston?
I'm gonna speak from the bottom of my heart. I love Kyrie's game to death, bro. But honestly, like I don't like Kyrie has just like gotten so like I don't know. I don't know. Like it's so hard to read his thought process at this point.
I think in a lot of ways, NBA players see what's happening. I think Kyrie longs to be the LeBron in a situation where things ride on him.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why he left Cleveland because he wanted to be the guy where he was. He left Cleveland and go to Boston, but in that situation, Danny Ainge is the man.
Mm-hmm. Brad Stevens is the man in that locker room.
They run the play, and it's like it. You know, he goes down, and they still go to Game 7.
Yeah, and even like you said, even worse than that,
he
gets hurt, and you see Jason Tatum's the man, Jaylen Brown's the man,
exactly.
Terry Rozier's the man. So it's not his team.
Yeah, so for him, he's looking for that approval and looking for that steering wheel to be like, this is your time. And in New York, he can get that. Yeah. In New York, they're going to give him the keys to the city, and he's going to go crazy. But does he want to win? And I think the question is, I don't know.
It almost feels like
I don't think he does.
Honestly, it almost feels like because he's in a great place, so it almost feels like to me like he's satisfied with his one ring.
Is that more of the problem in the NBA today? I'm gonna let you answer the question. Than the Warriors having an all-star team, other players like Kyrie's and Jimmy Butler's and Chris Paul's not wanting to purely win and build their teams to compete with the Warriors and take the money over it. And take the big market over it and take that's my team over it. Is that more of the problem than the Warriors building this team that they have right now?
It's like Damian Lillard. Like you're the big fish. You're the big fish in the pond. You know what I'm saying? Like he runs the Pacific Northwest. Mm-hmm. He's making dough up there. He's the only guy up there.
We was just up there. Everybody loved Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he's the guy up there. And you know, if he goes to LA, he leaves stuff on the table. He's going to be running with LeBron's. He's going to be running with, you know, those dudes down in L.A. So it's like some people want to be the king of their hill. You know what I'm saying? And in Boston, Kyrie's not the king of the hill. You know,
he's a very important piece, but
he's not king of the hill.
I personally don't know what Kyrie Irving wants. I've been looking at him for a long time. You get arguably the best player to ever play the game of basketball. You guys mix sometimes. You guys mix almost perfectly. Because when he's tired, you can come in and do whatever you want. And then when he gets back in, y'all can mix. I guess, he just took it as in, I don't want to be in the shadows of LeBron anymore.
Exactly.
I don't want to be in that situation. I want to be, like you said, the king of the hill. But now you go to Boston and you kind of get that. Just a little, just a smidge, just a little peak.
You're the best player on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Just a peak. But you're not going to get there because nobody's ever going to be the man as a player, ever going to be that as a player for that franchise, because of the way that franchise works. For that franchise, you have to work together as a team, no matter who you are, no matter who they have, no matter what they're running. You have to. So I don't see why he would go to New York. I understand that he wants to take control, but do you want to win, or do you want the money, or what is it?
I think it's a control thing.
But the thing is, though, I see what you're saying.
It's about being valued, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think I agree, but I think the problem for Kyrie is he's really talented, but I don't think he has the ability to be the best player on a championship team.
I do. I feel that. I don't want to say this, but I feel like he has jealousy issues. I think he was happy when he saw Terry Rozier do what he did, but he was also like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, I see myself being out of the situation.
Exactly.
And the thing is that the way Danny Ainge and them move, they saw exactly what it was.
It's just the organization.
And it's just how they move.
But even on that Boston team, like Zeke said, he doesn't think he could be the best player. He still would be the best player on that team.
No, he's going to be
if they work as a team, like that team right there with Gordon Hayward back, that team right there, that's a finals team. That's a game 6 or 7 team against the Warriors out of all teams. I believe so. You got Al Horford against
5. I give him 5.
DeMarcus Cousins is a maybe. Okay,
gentleman sweep.
DeMarcus Cousins is a maybe. Okay, and you still have Al Horford on the Celtics. Al Horford is a stalwart. Al Horford could guard DeMarcus Cousins. He's going to give you that toughness in the paint.
Yeah.
So, but to get to the finals, they'll have to beat somebody in the East, presumably
the Raptors and the 76ers.
76ers.
They already beat the Sixers,
right? But
the Sixers haven't made any new moves.
My question is, if they meet the Sixers again, either in the semifinals or the conference finals, how are the Sixers going to come at them differently than they did this year?
I don't think they come at
Joel he'll be a bigger key factor, and then when he already is, because right now it's just Joel. It's not just Joel. Well, I've been watching Joel and what he's been doing in the off season. Joel's going to come back even way better than what he was the previous year. It's just Joel. That's what they're going to have to worry about. Ben Simmons, if they read him correctly, he can't really shoot. So
yeah.
You're going to have to make him shoot.
Yeah, that jumper.
If Ben Simmons could get the jump shot down, that would be a whole different series.
Markelle Fultz is working. I just watched something about him earlier. He's working hard as I don't know what. But if you take away Ben Simmons and make him just a more like when he had, what did he have, 1 point with like how many assists in that playoff game? And what happened? That's what I'm saying. If you get him out of the concept and Markelle Fultz coming back, he's trying to get back into the mindset of a basketball player instead of a rehabilitated player. So right now, your main focus is Joel Embiid. How do you take him out of the offense? Because he can do it all. He can shoot. He can put the ball on the floor. He can get to the ball. He's good. He's a good post player. It's how you just have to get Joel out of it. Because if you think about it, if you take Joel out, who else are they going to go to?
They have nobody else proven to go to.
That's what I'm saying. You can
score.
You can get JJ Redick. JJ Redick only going to give you 10.
But he dipped, didn't he?
Did he?
No.
He only going to give you
he resigned.
on a great night. He might give you 20. That's what I'm saying. So who are you going to fall back on?
Yeah, I don't know.
They have no proven players right now. That's besides Joel Embiid. That's the problem. But I feel like they're just a piece. I mean,
Robert Covington does his own.
He does his job well, but he's not that guy who's going to give you 25 points when you need it if Joel Embiid's off.
Airball Radio, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
All right, Kuya
out.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, then, Kuya.
But with the Sixers Boston thing, I feel like Boston's still the better team, even with or without Kyrie, and they're getting Kyrie back this year.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's their East now. It's their East now. It's their time to shine. I feel like they might be one piece away. Not even one piece away. I feel like they could compete with the Warriors because you have the 4 All-Stars. But you have a matchup for everybody on that team with the Celtics. You have a Curry, you have a Kyrie, and a Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier plays really good defense. You have a Clay, you have Jaylen Brown, great defense. You have KD, you have Jason Tatum. They're going to go back and forth at it, offense, defense. Power forward position, Draymond's not really a scorer. He's a do-it-all type of guy. You got Al Horford down there,
He's
too.
a scrap points type of player.
Yeah. You got Gordon Hayward too still, so Jason Tatum might move down to the 4. You don't know. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they can compete with the Warriors 6-7 game series. I don't know who wins it, but I know it's going to be better than the Cavs Warriors.
Somebody
series.
has to come off the bench in that Celtic in Boston.
It's
Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
One of them, it's almost impossible to put all of them in the same. Because you still have Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
Then you have Kyrie. Then you have Al Horford. Then you have
Terry Rozier.
You have Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier's going to come off the bench
yeah.
regardless. Yeah. So somebody has to come off the bench. They're going to have to make this decision very carefully.
Yeah. I think it's Jaylen Brown. He has a last thing.
Me personally, I think so as well.
I think Jaylen Brown, because he's come off the bench before, I feel like he has less of a higher ceiling than Jason Tatum. You want Jason Tatum to be your next guy. If Kyrie leaves, that's Jason Tatum's going to be the best player on your team. Gordon Hayward, he's at his prime, but Jason Tatum has a higher ceiling than him. Mm-hmm. And Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown is still going to come back and start. He's still going to be great. I feel like he's going to be a really good player. But
their starting five is probably going to look like Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Tatum, and Horford.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's just. And then they still have Marcus Morris, right?
They still have Marcus Morris, but they haven't re-signed Marcus Smart, who
doesn't need to.
He doesn't bring the stats, but if you look at his efficiency,
everything else.
You see their plus minus when he's on and off of the floor. Marcus Smart is a really good player for them.
Yeah, and if you watch the games, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
From his defense and even on offense, sometimes he can be kind of a floor general.
Yeah, he's got that dog mentality, like we were talking about with Kuya. He's a dog.
If he could just develop a jump shot, if he could just develop his jump shot a little bit more, and make it more consistent. Exactly.
Yeah.
But my last question for the day, is what should we expect from Michael Porter Jr. this year?
I'd say a rookie Kevin Durant. I feel like
hold it, but I'm saying like what should we put it as his expectation? Like what should we expect from him?
Well, what he said he's the best player in the draft. He has a high expectation. Yeah. He has a very high expectation. I hope he fulfills it, but he's gonna have to worry about that injury as well, because those injuries aren't something to play with.
Yeah, he has injuries that very old people get, but I feel like our expectations for Michael Porter should start low, but they'll end high. It's kind of like not the same thing, but it's kind of like a Donovan Mitchell situation right now, where people are going to doubt him. People are going to be like, what's that pick for? He's injured. He's hurt. Donovan Mitchell's like, who's this guy? Why are y'all drafting him? He's just from Louisville. He didn't really do anything. But by the end of the season, we should probably be looking at him like, dang, Michael Porter Jr. is the truth. If it's a big if that back can stay healthy. And that's the only reason he dropped in the draft. If he doesn't get that injury, he's a top 3 draft pick.
Yeah, he was supposed to go number 1.
He's a top 3 draft pick for sure. It's just about what you like. I feel like DeAndre Ayton still goes number 1 over him, because Phoenix needs a big more than they need a Michael Porter Jr.
They haven't had a big since Amari Stoudemire.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all for coming on this week. It was cool. Have good time talking to y'all. Airball Radio, we out. Swervo, I'm out. Ah.
Moving away, shit get heavy. On the road, drop a stack, smoking dope, you smoking ratchet. Moving weight, shit get heavy. On the road, driving steady, smoking dope, you smoking ratchet. Run off with an ounce, little nigga, I'm so petty. Moving weight, shit get heavy. On the road, driving steady, smoking dope, you smoking Reggie. Run off with an ounce, little nigga, I'm so petty. I don't sit no regular. The fuck is a clean Sprite? You steady sipping ones, why the fuck is your lean light? All it take is just one call, you get the green light. She steady on my call log, I hit her with the mean pipe, think twice. Yeah, the pink nice, I can sip it straight, I don't think I need the ice. I can fuck on all the bitches, I don't think I need a wife. Why you bugging out, little bitch, I think you need a life. Gripping pose, at the red light, sipping pole. Get my head right, try to call your hoe. I know the head right, I don't gotta count it up. I know that the bread right. Drop the 8 of the tech, made the rest right. Drop the 4 in the deuce, get my headlight. Put up on a nigga looking like he seen headlights. I reach for the Glock, I get back, he a dead guy. Now I'm rolling, I'm rocking Millie, rocking all the Molly. Guaranteed I plug every nigga standing in the party. Now I'm rolling, I'm rocking Millie, rocking all the Molly. Guaranteed I plug every nigga standing in the party. Moving weight, shit get heavy. smoking Reggie. Run off with an ounce, little nigga, I'm so petty. Moving weight, shit get heavy. On the road, driving steady. Smoking dope, you smoking Reggie. Run off with an ounce, little nigga, I'm so petty. Real trap, nigga, I don't fold under pressure. Niggas start talking when the feds come and get ya. Baby D. Rat Simmons, these are not no sketches. Wanna fuck with a nigga cause she know my dick better. I'm a young drug dealer, I'm a go-getter. She don't ask for none cause the hoe know better. I'm a young drug dealer, I'm a go-getter. She don't ask for nothing cause the hoe know better. Going past my double cup, I'm finna pour a refill. I was rolling hella hard, busting off with 3 pills. I hit them with a K-roll and mix it with the Z-Quill. These niggas, they not fucking with me, none of us is equal. Going past my double cup, I'm finna pour a refill. I was rolling hella hard, busting off with 3 pills. I hit them with the K-roll and mix it with the Z-Quill. Nigga, they not fucking.
What's on you? What the fuck is that? Get it, the haters. Get them out for you. Get the motherfucking haters out for you, baby.
Yeah. They like guap, 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 cause I'm about my funds. Smoking on this cookie weed, feel it in my lungs. Have you ever seen a op? They see me, they run. I was on 4-5 with semis with buns. Nigga, you switched up, now you buried in blood. Damn, sorry, I'm addicted, I married the Huns. 4-500 gangsta party, was popping with cuz. Dropped her off on Foothill, she go walk to the one. I don't understand these niggas, the problem is what? Tell me pop out, nigga, I'm popping them up. Faster than a bullet, I'm a son of a gun. 2 drums, 50 stickers, you adding it up. I don't understand these niggas, they hating for what? You don't even got no gas, how you pulling up? Broke nigga, you a joke, nigga, give it up. Tupac, 21, how we hit 'em up. Blackjack when I hit, cause I make her bust. These niggas fake as fuck, these bitches need a buck. I'm rolling up this good weed, this is Savvy Blunt. Smoking Cherie with my banger up. Saying Savvy World, nigga, get you fucked up. Free Fredo out that jam, he go buck. And my handle got a rope like it's double dutch. She don't never play no games, she gon' run it up. Now that's the type of bitch that a nigga wanna fuck. In the hood getting head from a little smut. Fuck a slim thick bitch, I want skinny puss. She don't even know my name, but she wanna fuck. Guapo, that's the name, bitch, don't fuck it up. I don't worry about these niggas, they can't set me up. Nigga, I could do you dirty like a fucking skunk. Young bands, these hundreds, nigga, 101. Son of Sam, we don't stop till the war won. Son of Sam, we don't stop till the war done.
Get the motherfucking haters out. So what's on your shoulder, Miss Keisha? What's on you?
The dead.